the seasoned eyes. Let's take a look at the starting grid here in row number 1 on the pole, John Stanbro. He'll line up alongside Tracy Hines.
Row number 2 on the inside, Jerry Coons Jr. from nearby Tucson, Arizona, and two-time champ Bud Kading.
In row number 3, it features Brian Tyler in the 21 car, and the throttle, Shane Cottle in the number 4.
Row number 4, starting on the inside from Avon, Indiana, Levi Jones. To the outside, Shane Hollingsworth out of Indy.
We'll go back to row number 5 for 9th and 10th position. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 199, and Darren Hagan, the winner of the midget portion of this race in the 92.
Row 6, former USAC Triple Crown champion Dave Darlin on the inside. To the outside, the 00 of Wayne Ruderman Jr.
In row 7, it'll be the 91 car of Aaron Fike, and he'll line up alongside Chris Urish in the 77.
Row 8 on the inside, the Demon, with a lot of laps here at Manzi. Damian Gardner alongside Jay Irvine from Litchfield Park, Arizona.
And in row 9, we'll find Mike McGurdio in the 19 on the inside, and on the outside alongside Matt Neely. They're standing on the throttle as they come around looking for the green flag, and we're racing with the Silver Crown cars, the first lap of 50 scheduled here tonight for the main event.
A lot of money, a lot of history, a lot of tradition in the USAC Silver Crown Series. John Stanbro, the first time these cars have qualified at Manzi, a new track record for Stanbro. He'll start from the pole, and we have some great onboard shots tonight, the first of which courtesy of Fatheads.
Brian Tyler, a good look at him working inside of the cockpit. Then we'll roll back and take a look at our super clean onboard with Dave Darlin, car number 56, looking forward. And our final onboard camera of the evening will also give us some spectacular views looking out of the back of the car, and that's courtesy of Torco Racing Fuels and John Stanbro.
Stanbro, the early leader, beginning to pull away from Tracy Hines in car number 22.
As we take a look at these cars, the fans at home are obviously going to see a little difference here in these compared to the midgets, but let's tell them what's underneath the hood and how much bigger these cars actually are.
1,475-pound minimum weight rule. They utilize a 355 cubic inch steel block engine underneath the hood. Methanol fuel injected, a huge right rear, big speeds here at Manzi.
Almost 600 pounds heavier than the midgets, and obviously a ton more horsepower.
Keeping an eye there on the two-time and defending USAC Silver Crown champ right up on the cushion where he likes to run, Bud Kading. As again, we saw the midgets all over the racetrack, Silver Crown cars up on the cushion as well.
And these guys kind of fighting the ruts here a little bit with these big cars.
Yeah, again, a lot of horsepower underneath the hood, but these race cars, they kind of say they drive like Cadillacs, about 700 horsepower, but 1,400 plus pounds, kind of like a Cadillac cruising around the racetrack.
Boy, and a great decision to put the onboard camera looking back on John Stanbro, because right now, the only car you'll see on his vehicle is looking out of the back. He's been leading the entire race.
And you can see Bud Kading working the outside groove, one of about 3 guys up on the cushion. Tracy Hines down low, former Silver Crown champ, as John Stanbro just about lost it.
Yeah, man, he really backed it into the turn, caught a rut right there, and those big, huge right rear tires have a ton of sidewall, and it fit pretty hard.
With these big, heavy race cars, you're seeing Bud Kading take over second again from Tracy Hines. You got to keep the wheel spin. These guys are doing all they can to keep the hammer down, drag the brake a little bit, get the car set in the corner.
Pick the throttle back up. I think that was key, what you said. If you don't keep those rear tires spinning, that's when they will hook a rut, and you will go for a ride.
They got 2 choices of tire compound on the right rear, basically a hard and a harder, as Bud Kading around the outside at turn 2 will take the lead. Stanbro trying to fight back side by side into turn 3.
Stanbro flexing some horsepower muscles, been using that bottom groove, but now it looks like the momentum for the big car up top might be the way to go.
John Stanbro trying to win his first career K&N USAC Silver Crown, presented by Optima Batteries, feature event, Slide Job City in turn 2.
You know, that's what happens. You run in a little bit deeper, and then you can't hold it down on the bottom. But boy, I'll tell you, he is not ready to give up that lead just yet.
On board the Baldwin Brothers Racing number 5, Napa Simpson Beast chassis with Chevy power. John Stanbro, we call him the silent gasser, getting it done, but don't count out BK 29. Bud Kading right behind him off turn 2.
Kading all over the back bumper there, has tried that high line, has pulled all the way up beside him, and looked like he was going to take the lead, but now has fallen back just a little bit.
Bud Kading last year here at the Copper on Dirt finished in the 4th spot, trying to better that by 3, kick off the 2008 season and defend his title. Is already in lap traffic. John Stanbro going to have to deal with some guys in front of him.
Exactly right, and that will force him to change his line and we'll find out if he can maintain this momentum because he's been stuck to the bottom all night long, but now seems to be washing up. Maybe he likes it up a little bit higher.
Couple laps under their belts already in this 50-lapper, Ken. They got a lot of onboard adjustments. Like we talked about in the midgets, they can adjust shocks, compression, rebound. They can jack some weight. If you like to run the bottom, but your car doesn't, you can try and make it fast. Also
kind of cool watching those rear tires. They really grow, and they're going down the straightaway on the throttle hard. As soon as they get out of the throttle, you can see them flatten out, get a lot wider.
The Fatheads on board with former two-time USAC National Sprint champ Brian Tyler in car number 21. You can see, Ken, safety, safety, safety here in the United States Auto Club. Full aluminum wraparound seat. Hans device are mandatory. You got the tear-offs on the helmet, 5-point Simpson harness. It's all about safety. In the last couple of years, USAC has really been at the forefront of making these cars safer, and it's certainly paying off.
Great ideas, no doubt about it, as they are all applied, because these guys get together and they go for some wild rides up and out of the park at times.
John Stambro in the bottom, slides up to the top, and still having to worry about BK there in the 29 car. Bud Koenig doesn't know if he can chase points here in 2008. Doesn't really have a pavement ride yet, but right now it's all about winning at the Copper.
Yeah, he's not worried about points right now. It's all about getting around that guy in front of him. And John Stambro has been formidable competition to this point.
And look at that BK ride around the top shelf. Will take the lead from Stambro. Stambro last couple laps slowing up a little bit. Don't know if the handling kind of going away on that 5 car.
Maybe some of the lappers in front of him caused him some problems. And now, oh, it looks like he's completely sideways there and comes to a stop. So the man that led for so many laps apparently is either broke or he spun the car to a point that he had to get out of the throttle. I'd have to think he was broke here.
Well, it's hard to tell. I mean, tough break as he entered turn number 3. This track's starting to get a little bit slicker, and if you enter in that slick stuff and don't have a handle on it, you could loop it out, but man, you don't want to guess that John Stambro would just spin out on his own. We'll have to see if he can refire.
50 laps here for the Silver Crown as we are under caution conditions. A total purse of $47,000 here tonight. Bud Keating now leading the group, followed by Tracy Hines. And, of course, it was John Stambro who's giving us those great onboard shots out of the back of his car that led for so many laps. Just a great battle between he and BK for the longest time.
Well, as I said, Bud Keating really doesn't know what he's going to do here in 2008. Moved back from Indianapolis back to Northern California at the end of '06, and he doesn't know what he wants to do, but he knows he wants to win. He's in the best spot to do it as they come off turn number 4. Green flag coming out, restart underway, lap 14 of 50.
Well, the best way to get a ride is to go out there and win, and it looks like he has a shot at doing that here tonight.
Shane Cottle in the Contos Racing number 4 on the outside there, going side by side with Jerry Coons as they enter turn 3. Cottle trying to move his way to the front, but keep an eye on the RW Motorsports 27 car of Jerry Coons Jr.
Good battles up here for second place. I mean, look at those guys. The next 6 to 8 cars are really nose to tail and side by side.
DSR teammates there, Tracy Hines in the 22, Levi Jones in the 41. And that's Jerry Coons sliding up to the cushion again out of Tucson, Arizona. Picked up a big win last year at Eldora Speedway to finish the year in the Silver Crown division. Wouldn't mind winning night number 1 here in 08.
Jerry Coons up there on the high side. The red, white, and blue cars, he looks like he tries to pick up 3rd position, which ironically enough is exactly where he started. Back behind him in the red and black cars, Levi Jones and the Bass Pro Shop sponsored machine.
We caught a little glimpse. There he is on the bottom, a black and white car. That's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Started back inside row number 5 in the 9th spot. A lot of great racing here at Manzanita as we approach the halfway point. More Silver Crown action coming your way next.
20 laps completed of the 50-lap main event here for the Silver Crown cars. Obviously a much larger car for the fans out there that are just joining us than the midgets that we saw earlier tonight, but a lot of the same competitors will climb out of the midgets and into the Silver Crowns.
Slicing and dicing is Matt Neely there in the 17 car. Started scratch back in 18th, trying to work his way into the top 5. But Ricky Stenhouse Jr. there also working his way to the front and starting to get good.
Some of these guys really dicing around up there on that cushion. There's Tracy Hines in the 22 car. Looked pretty smooth.
Again, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. working that low line car. Pushes a little.
12 laps to go here in the 50-lap main event for the Silver Crown cars. It's been a great night, and man, oh man, was that close. Oh, Jerry Coons managed just to hang on right there as he tries to take the lead from Bud Katie.
Kading back to the inside in turn number 1. Will pull off the Manzi slide job, retake the lead. Battles for the lead as Kading bounces off the turn 2 wall. Here comes Jerry Coons Jr. back to the inside in turn 3.
Man, Jerry Coons Jr. just like a rocket ship off of that turn. Kading gets a little trouble. She gets up there on the cushion. It straightens the car out, and that opens up the door for Jerry Coons Jr. to just drive away.
The fans are standing up. The driver from Tucson, Arizona, trying to win here at his home racetrack. Jerry Coons Jr. driving the RW Motorsports number 27, almost a half a straightaway already in front of Bud Kading.
Man, talk about setting up the car perfectly, and he has so many laps here. No doubt put a good combination inside of the car to come in late in the race.
Track still very wide here at Manzanita. We've been talking about it, Ken. Just an awesome racetrack prepared by the crew here at Manzi as Jerry Coons working the lap traffic. He's got the 20 car, Shane Hollingsworth, right in front of him. But again, watching these USAC veterans work the cushion is like a thing of beauty. And Jerry Coons here at Manzanita is certainly one of the best.
It really is spectacular to watch these guys. The throttle control is perfect. The car's sideways, as you mentioned a number of times. And, you know, it's just right there on the ragged edge to maintain these lap times. Tires are going away. We're late in the race. It's controlled chaos.
Jerry Coons Jr., one of the best at controlled chaos. He's got BK behind him. Dixie Chopper battle flag, though, for 10th spot. Dave Darlin on the inside takes it from Darren Hagen working the outside.
You see the massive horsepower in those cars come off the bottom. They are hooked up. They just lose so much momentum down there. Our Super Clean on board with Dave Darlin. Again, looking straight forward, and unfortunately a little bit of mud on the limbs there, but still giving us a good look.
You can see Dave Darlin in the middle of the racetrack, now brings it down to the bottom off turn number 2, and him and Hagen going side by side pretty much this entire event. So Dave Darlin, that world famous Foxco number 56, will retake the spot.
Trying to make the bottom work, and you know what, that's the other thing too. You very rarely see these guys, once they get settled in, change their lines. And once in a while they'll go to the top and go a different way, and now John Stanbro pulls off completely after leading so many laps.
5 laps to go for Jerry Coons Jr. out in front. Steve Wyrick owning the car, the Watundo Wyrick Beast chassis with Chevy power. Teammate to Matt Neely. Neely's climbed himself up into 6th spot from dead last.
Car all over the place, man, and even when he goes down the straightaway, it's difficult. Hey, let's go down to Kenny Sargent, who's with John Stanbro.
John Stanbro, you saw him running up front, had the car to win tonight, but as you said, once you got back on the track, something was starting to go, you were working your way back up, and then boom.
Yeah, you know, I'm just disappointed. You know, it was my fault. I spun the car out, missed my line getting into the corner, and you know, put myself behind the 8 ball and got to the back of the pack and started working my way back up through there, and then we lost a clutch, drive shaft, something in the rear end, something in the drive line broke. I don't know yet until we pull it apart. But
Probably needed a yellow to get back up in there, huh?
well, if we hadn't have broke something in the car, a yellow would have helped me definitely to get all the pack bunch back up and try to race a little bit harder and get some more positions up through there. But you know, it wasn't meant to be tonight. You know, I'm happy that we set a new track record and appreciate all my guys working so hard on the car, but it just wasn't meant to be tonight.
This is a stand-up guy. For him to come out and admit he just made a mistake, it's pretty difficult to do. And you know, honestly, I mean, it's just not something he does very, very often. So, you know what? Once in a while, the driver gets one. Man, but how about this guy, Jerry Coons Jr.? No mistakes here so far as he's out in front, and that car's been all over the place. And here comes Dave Darlin.
Dave Darlin just getting lapped by Jerry Coons Jr. You do not see that, ladies and gentlemen, very often. Darlin goes a lap down as the white flag comes out for Jerry Coons Jr.
1 lap to go. Jerry Coons Jr. has been up over the top of the cushion, been under the cushion, on the bottom, in the slick stuff, but somehow has made it work for him here tonight. The 27 car coming around one more time. He
finished 10th 1 year ago here at Manzanita. He'll win his first USAC Silver Crown event at his home racetrack. Coons takes the Silver Crown Series event here at Manzi.
A late charge for Jerry Coons, who started off in 3rd place, brings him home the first win of 08, followed by Bud Kading, who was leading for a while as well. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with a good run. The throttle, Shane Cottle rounds out the top 4.
We saw Matt Neely ended up in 6th. Good run for him. Double D comes home 9th. Darren Hagen rounds out your top 10. Damian Gardner in the 14th spot in his first event this year.
And there's the final two. Of course, Mike McGurdio and John Stanbro. All right, the Torco Racing Fuels Hard Charger Award goes to Matt Neely, who started off 18th and finished 6th.
Arnell Carrier's Fast Time Award with a new track record, the 5 of John Stanbro.